let's start with how we receive narrative stories, right? Usually we want stories to not be a Shaggy Dog story. You don't want it to go on and on and on and never know when it's going to end. So you're framing something. You frame a painting. You see from where the painting ends. Is the painter trying to show you something beyond it, or does the painting end exactly where the frame begins? Right. Same thing with a story. Does it end exactly when the music or when the last word is written, or does it last and go on in your mind? Right. So painting, visually, words, sounds, anything that we show, a math equation, does it bring us into something that's far, far bigger or far, far smaller than we can actually take with our sensory receptors, right? Because our eyesight, our hearing, our touch and feel, limited up to a certain area, but very potent and very powerful in a very particular frame. So here's one thing that Bach does. You all know scales. Right? So what did I just do? I went beyond the capacity of the cello in order to start to follow through with a scale that you know needs to go down. But actually, that's where it ends. The C, this is my lowest note, unless I tune it down. So let's say he starts here. Let me play you something that sounds like that, and you try and follow a scale that you all know, and let's see where it goes. Okay, so. No, I didn't go down to here, but I went here, right? Let me try again. I didn't go on. I didn't go, but so I just played for you a little bit of something. Now I'm going to actually, you now know the progression, and I want to play this for you again. And as you follow through a very obvious line, ba da 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 da, right? And you see him jump around. Let's see what it does to your sensory receptors. Now, I would love to hear from somebody in the audience, what effect does that have on you? You all nod if you've heard the progression of the line, and you've also heard a nod if you have, because I need to see you nod, or just tell me that you think I should just leave, and two, nod if it did something to you to hear ba da da da, and then instead of going down further, you go up and down. He does that a lot, but it's kind of interesting that he does that on the cello in this particular way. Okay, anybody with a raise a hand. Raise a hand if you felt something and you want to, you need to respond, or I'll point at somebody.
Yes, it was serene. I mean, it was sort of a very lulling melody to my hearing of it.
So it was serene. Somebody else, very nice. Somebody else.
To me, reminded me, the drummer for the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Times like these, where you're waiting for that next note or that beat, and he skips it, and it was.
That's right.
Well, I mean, it's universal. 300 years ago, 1,000 years ago, today.
Same thing. Telling a joke, fooling around with expectation, and giving you the unexpected while you expect the regular. Go ahead.
I love that even though it is the ethereal and the serene, that when you do those trills, you can also have a percussive element of it, because you, as a cellist, you have to be strong so that you know where you're going and it can be in tune, but that it can also be both at once.
And, it's funny that you mentioned trills, because I learned something from Ton Koopman, who's one of the great Baroque, he's a great musician. He happens to do a lot of Baroque music, Bach, harpsichord, and he said, never play a trill like, just kind of go like a drill, but it's always, so that it's something incredibly expressive that has a kind of, there's a pressure to it, and then there's a release, and it's something that's kind of like applying the brake on a car. Like you're going, and then you go off again. It's everything in music has a physical motion and sense to it. And what I'd like to kind of suggest is that when you start to fool around with expectations, you start to deal with what's living.